means first thing what you have to do is to begin with you have to download the Unacademy app. Unacademy Learners app, my dear friends, because there are ample like dozens of Unacademy apps. You have to download only Unacademy Learners app. Inside Unacademy is a different story, my dear friends. Here you'll be having like access to all the things. Unacademy Learners app, my dear friends, because here you'll get access to many things which you normally won't get in YouTube. Here you'll be having like trending courses, the lessons completed by top educators, the future lessons, the rating of the lecture. And learning app can be downloaded in Google Play and also in Apple Store. Just download the app and you see the difference. As I told you, there are more than 100 top educators. You name the subject, you have got top educators. You have got senior bureaucrats. Rakesh Verma sir, a very senior officer who has served in a very highest high ranks. His experience, his expertise, you won't get anywhere for this reasonable price. As I have told you, we have got more than 15,000 courses, my dear friends. We have got more than 15,000 courses created by top educators. Name the course, you already have more than, name the topic, name the subject, you already have more than 200, 300 courses. History, geography, polity, economy, political science, environment, ecology, all the subjects will be covered from prelims till interview. Primarily, we have got two kinds of subscription. One is with respect to plus subscription and another is with respect to iconic subscription. Plus and iconic have many things in common, but the addition with respect to iconic thing is personal guide, personal coach. In plus subscription, you will be having live classes, test series, unlimited practice, structured schedule. These things will be there in iconic subscription. With my promo code Buddha, you will be getting 1 year plus subscription just for 44,500. That is just 3,713 rupees per month. Iconic subscription is though for those it is a like tailored thing for freshers. As I told, we have got more than 15,000 courses. As a beginner, you will be confused as to what to read, what not to read, which direction to go. By just seeing the syllabus, you will be confused. That's a like huge number of topics will be there. A personal coach will guide you through, will walk you through, will make it best beginning. He'll give direction to your directionless preparation. If you are in the final year exam, final year degree student, or anyone, if you are thinking in writing in future, or those who are already there, who are like feel that they need a personal coach, they can go for iconic subscription. Here it will be for 1 year, 2 year, and 3 years. With my code, it will be for just 62,550. Having realized the importance of options, we have created option as a separate entity where almost all the subjects present in UPSC syllabus will be taught. With my subscription for 1 year, will be charged just 24,750, means just 2,000 rupees, 2,063 rupees per month. What are you waiting for, my dear friends? Get a subscription. You won't get better things anywhere. All these things are available only at Unacademy. Having said that, let's come to our topic, libertarianism. Liberation, liberty is the thing. As I always do, Let me just give the cream of libertarianism, very important ethical standard. It is one of the supreme ethical standard argued. Libertarianism, liberty. In our constitution, we have been given liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith. That libertarianism, the main crux of libertarianism is we have got the right to liberty. We have got the freedom, we have got the liberty to do whatever we want. Our liberty is restricted only when we come in the way or we obstruct others' liberties. Is the point clear? According to libertarians, we should be allowed to do whatever we want. I repeat, according to libertarians, we should be allowed to do whatever we want. The only limitation, the only limitation is if it is obstructing others' liberty. Is this point clear? Then you may ask why, what is the basis for this argument? Libertarian says that we own ourselves. This body, the things I possess, this pen, this everything, what I possess is mine. I can use the way I want. If it is not harming others, neither the state nor the society or any individual should have any right on me. Is this clear? This is the crux. If you just understand this, it's more than sufficient to answer the questions. Let's begin with a simple example to make the things clear. Economic inequality. India is one of the countries where there is a huge economic inequality. There are people who are having billions of dollars, and there are also people who are having less than $1 per day. So, do you feel this economic inequality is just? Can we have people like Ambanis who can have billions and poor tribals and poor agriculturists with penniless? Is this just? What is your opinion? In a civilized society, should we allow inequality to persist? If yes, why? If no, why? Please let me know. Let me take a simple statistics. Generally, like on an average, to round up the things, richest one person, richest one percent have one third of the country's wealth. 1% is having one third means 33%. Where is 1%? Where is 33%? Second thing is richest 1% have more than combined wealth of bottom 90% families. My dear friends, what is your opinion? Is it just only 1% is having the wealth of 90% of the families, bottom 90%? Is it just or is it unjust? What are your arguments? If just, why? If unjust, why? If it is unjust, what should be done? What should be done? What are we doing actually now? Are the people who are very, very poor, are we taxing them? Are the people who are earning more, are we taxing them? What is the scenario now? As of now, all those who are earning more than 10 lakh are taxed 30%. Why? Is taxing justified? What is your opinion? So there will be two options invariably. One says that it is unjust. So inequality is unjust. 1% is having the property, the wealth equal to 90%. So it is unjust. So taxing the rich to help the poor will be the one of the best option according to some opinion. Others say that it is just there is nothing unfair about the economic inequality, provided it arises through the choices people make in a market economy without force or fraud. Isn't this also appealing? If you have not done any fraud, if you are not forcing anyone, if you have not killed someone to get that money, in a market economy where there is an exchange of goods based on demand and supply. Say, for example, one person is not willing to work, he eats and sleeps, so he is poor. Another person works more than 14 hours per day, think that he is rich. Then don't you feel that this is a just thing? In a market economy, if someone is not having money or having less money, this will be because of the choice he made. What is your opinion? Please think it over, because this is the basis on which the libertarian logic works. Unjust, some say that taxing is unjust. In that, very important thing is about the utilitarians. What utilitarians say? Tax them. So, utilitarians support radical redistribution of wealth. Radical redistribution. What is the utilitarian logic? What is utilitarianism? Anything which leads to highest happiness. So, anything which leads to highest happiness is ethical. According to utilitarian, you take any action, there should be highest happiness. So, what they recommend? To transfer money from the rich to the poor until the last rupee we take from the rich hurts as much as it helps poor. This we have seen in our utilitarian theory. So, utilitarians say that when we sum up pain and pleasure, the action which leads to highest happiness should be taken into consideration. In this logic, they say that tax the rich till the pain which they suffer is equal to the help the poor gets. Is this acceptable? What are the objections for taxing the rich? In this, we will find two main objections. One is taxing the rich. By taxing the rich, the overall utility will decrease. Number one is overall level of utility may go down. How taxing the rich makes the utility go down? How it makes? Say for example, you are having a taxing system where you are like taxing 70% or 80%. In that scenario, if you are earning like 1 lakh, you'll be paying 80,000 and you'll be having only 20,000 at your disposal. So what? Then people may stop working, because if you become rich, you will be taxed more. So this is from what point? Is this categorical, utilitarian, or which point? Libertarian. Overall utility is the term from the utilitarian point of view. Utilitarians say distribution of wealth, but they say that you should tax in such a way that overall utility remains high. If you tax more, people stop working. If people stop working, there will be very less amount available for taxing. So there will be less amount for redistribution, isn't it? There is another one. Redistribution or taxing violates the fundamental rights, that is, taking money without consent, even for good cause, is coercion. coercion, violence, forcing someone. If someone is giving willingly, that is okay. If you are taking without his consent, don't you think that is coercion? What is your opinion? Did you get the difference in the objections? From the utilitarians' point of view, they say that don't tax high, because if you tax high, people stop working. If they stop working, there won't be production, there won't be considerable amount which can be distributed. So they're talking from the utility point. The other thing is about the fundamental right. Your money is yours, no one can take. Did you get the point? So these are the two things. First one is utilitarian, second one is libertarians. Libertarians, their point is we have got fundamental right to keep our money, our property with ourselves. Nobody can take. Is this clear? Next, libertarians. What is the main area of libertarian? The main crux, the cream of libertarian is the fundamental right to liberty. Right to liberty means right to do whatever you want. Why they say that we should have the right to do whatever we want? Because they say that we own ourselves. This body is ours, so we can do whatever we want. What is the limiting factor? You should not come in the way of the liberty of others. That is the only limiting factor. Is this clear? The central claim of libertarian is each of us have the fundamental right to liberty. Each of us have got the fundamental right to liberty, the right to do whatever we want, the right to do whatever we want with ourselves and with the things we own, and also with ourselves, our body and our property, provided we respect other people's right at the same time. Isn't it appealing? People should be allowed to do whatever they want. The only limiting thing is if they are coming in the way of others' liberty. How many of you say that this is correct? And how many of you say that no, this is not correct in a society, in a civil society like us, where we are living in a group, where we are dependent on each other? We are not independent existence. We don't have independent existence of our thing. How many say this? Libertarians favor some things. Can you guess what they favor? Libertarian means liberty. People who wish to have full freedom. What they favor? Number one, they favor unrestricted market. Unrestrained market means there should not be any restriction to the market. What is the basis of working of market? What are the principles on which market works? Market works on the principle of demand and supply. So a product will be provided where demand and supply meets. If there is more demand, there will be more supply. This demand and supply will determine the price. So markets should not be restricted. You should have a free market, unrestricted. There should not be restriction to the market. Means like it's in the way of like liberalization, globalization, these things. Next, it says that only a minimal state, it is opposing welfare state. Welfare state is one which take care of the welfare of the people. It says that only minimum state is the thing which is needed. Minimal. They are not saying that we don't want state. They want state, but they want minimal state to the minimum possible. Means that minimum state is one that enforces contracts, protects people against force and fraud, protects private property from theft and keeping peace. It opposes welfare state. So minimal state, very very important concept. Minimal state is one which does these things. There is nothing about like welfare of the people, downtrodden, all these things. Just enforcing the contracts, protecting the people against force or fraud, protecting their private property from theft and keeping peace, law and order. These are the only things which the state has to do. Anything other than this is not acceptable for libertarians. They feel that these you are coming in the way of our freedom, our liberty. Is this clear? Libertarians oppose three important policies. What are they? One is no paternalism. No paternalism. What do you mean by paternalism? Means, I'll give you an example. A parent is beating his own child. Why? Because he says that for the child's own good. So, restricting others' rights or restricting others' freedoms for their own sake. Do you get the point? Paternalism. No moral legislation means the state should not impose anything like virtues. State is not the correct person to impose any moral law. Moral legislation should not impose, saying that this is a good thing, you have to do this. This is a bad thing, you should not do this. Classical example of the say for example prostitution. They say that with prostitution society will degrade. That is a moral legislation. So libertarians say no, that's not needed. And also they say that as we discussed, there is no need of redistribution of income. Let us discuss these things in depth again. No paternalism means paternalism means restricting others' freedom and responsibilities in their supposed interest. The classical examples are car seat belts and also motorcycle helmet laws. If someone is not wearing his seat belt, why should the government, why should the state force him to wear? No, if they are not wearing, it won't be harming others. If you are not wearing helmet, they say that nobody can force them to wear helmet. Did you get the point? Paternalism means restricting your freedom and responsibilities for your own good. Say for example, helmet. If you don't wear helmet, if you meet with a simple accident, also the chances of you getting hit on the head and losing some like conscious or life may be high. So they have put that. Wearing a seat belt, if you suddenly crash to something, you may just go out of the front glass, and you may fall on that other side. So they ask you to wear seat belt, but they say that no need of taking care of individuals. They know what exactly they want to do. Next, no moral legislation means opposing anything on moral grounds. No moral legislation oppose using coercion forces of law to promote notions of virtue or to express a moral conviction of majority. No moral legislation means opposing the coercive laws to promote the notion of virtues or the expression of moral convictions of the majority. It always happens, majority in democracy. Example for this is prostitution, homosexuality. Even now, homosexuality is banned and crime in most of the societies. This is a moral legislation. Say, for example, two individuals, X and Y, they want to unite with each other after consent. What is wrong in that? If they're of the same sex also, that is their argument. Prostitution. What is there in prostitution? Main thing what we have there is satisfying our desires. Somehow the society has given a proper channel like family, marriage. All cannot have those things. So why? So says that you should not do. In fact, many of the so-called advanced societies have legalized these two things already. Means they are more in the libertarian lines. Is this clear for you? No paternalism, no moral legislation, because these are the things which you may be asked, like homosexuality, prostitution, not only in ethics paper, maybe in essay, interview, or in your other papers. What is the basis for prohibiting these things? Because prostitution and morality, these are the things considered as vices, bad things for the society. If it is allowed, the whole society may degenerate. Next is no redistribution of income or wealth. They oppose any law. Libertarians oppose any law which speaks about redistribution of wealth. Any law, not only redistribution, any law that requires some people to help others means don't force anyone to help others. If they give voluntarily, that's okay. If they're voluntarily paying taxes to help the needy, then okay. But don't force if someone is not paying. Redistribution of taxes for in a form of coercion. They say that redistribution of taxes is a form of coercion. Even theft. Redistribution they are equating to theft. State has no more right to force affluent taxpayer to support social programs for poor than a benevolent thief has the right to steal money from a rich person and give it to homeless. Isn't it appealing? Do you say that a benevolent thief can steal money from you? Do you think this is legal? Do you think this is ethical? Robin Hood, he steals from the rich. Like most of the movies you have seen and you supported them also. Hero will be robbing from the rich and he will be giving that to poor. This is good. If it is true, then also they say that the same thing is happening with the state. State is acting as a benevolent thief by taxing the rich and giving it to the poor. So some of the libertarians are Frederick Hayek, Milton Friedman, Robert Nozick, and John Locke. So these are some of the libertarians. There is no need to know much about them. We'll discuss John Locke afterwards. Today we'll discuss some of the important things by Robert Nozick. So this is a brief about these libertarians. Just have a look on these things. No need to remember, they are not important. Redistributive Justice by Robert Nozick. According to Nozick, there is nothing wrong with economic equalities as such. Just by the fact that we have people, few have crores, while others have penniless, doesn't enable you to conclude anything about the just or injustice of the arrangement. He says that there is nothing wrong in equality. If there is inequality, don't think that this is unjust. He has got still compelling things to justify things. If you have got the property, if you have got the will in a correct way, then there is nothing wrong in that. What is your opinion? You feel that all the money the crorepati's have should be given to the poor? Because poor need a lot of money, poor needs the money more. What is your opinion for this? Libertarians, especially Robert Nozick, has got his own interpretation of the thing. He says that distribution justice depends on two requirements. Means you should follow, you should like these things should fulfill the following criteria. One is justice in initial holding and justice in transfer. Means that if you have got the wealth, if you have got the property by just means, then if there is inequality, also not a problem. And also there is a proper transfer of money. If it is by gift or by market exchange, then inequality is not a problem. And also, very important thing he mentions that if there are some past injustice, then they have to go for some remedies, not because to make everyone equal, just because compensate for their injustice. Is this point appealing? So what Nozick says that if you are getting the property in a right way and if you are transferring the things in a market economy, or if you got the things by gift or any legal means, if you are not adopting any illegal and unconstitutional unlawful methods, then inequality is okay, there is no problem in that. In Nozick's words, justice in holding means resources you use to make your money are legally yours. Justice in holding means resources which you are using to make money are legally yours. Justice in transfer means if you make your money either through free exchange in marketplace or from voluntary gifts bestowed upon you by others, then if there is inequality, there is no problem. He asks for redistribution only when if the beneficiaries of the past injustice, only if there is some injustice, remedying the injustice for the sake of redressing the past wrongs, not for the sake of bringing about equality, greater equality. This is what Nozick says. If there are, if these things are satisfied, then there is no need for redistribution. Libertarians, very important thing. They almost compare taxation to slavery. How can you think of this thing? How can you compare taxation to slavery? Taxation is equal to forced labor. Forced labor is equal to slavery because they are denying what I own myself. You have fair idea of taxation. You have got idea of slavery. What is their logic is, say for example, any rich person or anyone is taxed 30%. Means that 30% of their labor is taken away by someone, like it is stolen. 30% of your labor is stolen. Means, to make things more clear, 30% means nearly 4 months. So 4 months you are made to work without pay. What is your opinion? Is it ethical? Are you opposing this or supporting this? 4 months you are made to work for nothing. To explain the thing in another way. Say for example, tomorrow Modi ji comes up with a law saying that all people should work for the nation 4 months. They won't be paid. Not only in this corona time, anytime. Every year, people should work 4 months. In that, if he says that only people who are rich you work, not the poor, is it a logical thing? 4 months you are not given the fruits of your labor. Means you are made to work. You are forced to work. Means it is a forced labor. And in a way, it leads to slavery. A modern kind of slavery, they say. Because here you are not owning the fruits of your labor. Your body, the wealth you have, the labor you have is all yours. Nobody has the right. If they are taking away your labor, then it is like almost slavery. Is this clear? Next, they say that taxation claim to own part of us. Taxation claim to own part of us. Whatever part corresponds to the portion of income we must pay to support cause beyond the minimal state. They say that, like as we discussed, they just want minimal state. For what all the things needed for minimal state, we should pay only for that. Minimal state, law and order, enforcing the contract. For that, we need some X money. People should be made only to pay this one. People should not be made to pay for anything more than maintenance of minimal state, for helping the poor, for helping the destitute, all these things. The portion which is taken as extra, they feel that that is not correct. Like Nozick explained this thing with a beautiful example of the basketball great Chamberlain. So he says like why the basketball great Chamberlain then was fair in having lot of money. To evaluate this and to discuss this, let us take the present criteria. The present one more appealing. It's like around 50 years back already. Let us take our own country and our own cricket star Virat Kohli, and let us examine the things. So here you can say the earnings of Kohli. So Kohli, he gets $1 million per year as a, because he is having a contract with BCC, and others like with the price amount, all these things he will be earning 1 more million. And he endorsed many things like Audi, Flipkart, all these things, where he will be getting 24 million. If we add up, it's 26 million per year. This is excluding of the things which he gets from Royal Challengers, because these are previous year statistics where, where there was a corona thing. So excluding of the Royal Challengers things payments is getting 200 crores. And also first post it also posted that he's charging 1.35 crores per post. If he posts anything on Instagram, he's charging 1.3 crores. And for every Twitter, he's charging 2.3 crores per tweet. So, according to Nozick, there is nothing wrong in these things because Kohli has earned all these things. His labor, what all he does, belongs to him. Just because he is earning 200 crores and there are many people who are not having even 200 rupees, asking Kohli to give his money to all, it's not fair. That is their logic and reasoning. So the objection for libertarian logic is they say that taxation is libertarians say that taxation is bad. But the objection they say that taxation is not as bad as forced labor. Why? Because you are living in a democracy. If you don't want to pay tax, more, if you don't want to pay more tax, don't work more. Then you won't be made to tax, be made to pay tax more. So equating tax with forced labor or with slavery is not correct. Libertarians say that taxation is a modern form of slavery. Next, the poor needs the money more. The objection for libertarian logic is, say for example, there are many people, lakhs of people who are penniless. What is there wrong? What is the wrong thing? If we tax the rich and take some money from them and help the poor. For this, libertarians' argument is they may be poor, may be in need of money. If the rich give that voluntarily, take it, but don't force them. In a free market, if a person is poor, it is because of his own things, because of his own activities, his own decisions. Next, Kohli doesn't play alone. He therefore owes a debt to those who contribute to his success. So these are the objections. Libertarian says that don't tax Kohli. The objection is that just because like Kohli is not getting that just because of him. There are many people like coaches, people who train him, people who advise him. So his success is not his own. So you can tax. Next objection is Kohli is not really being taxed without his consent. They say that it's not like a forced labor or slavery, it's a democracy. In democracy, if you are not comfortable with the things, you can vote. In a democracy, all you have got the right to oppose the taxation. Isn't it appealing? Next, Kohli is lucky. Libertarians say that don't tax Kohli. The opposition to libertarians they say that it's just a matter of luck. Kohli is lucky, so everything is not owned by him. He's not owning. You should not be allowed to own all these things. How Kohli is lucky? Kohli is lucky to have born in a society which prizes cricket. Cricket is not that popular in many countries. They say that cricket is one of the laziest game, and also he is lucky to have some of the traits, some of the aptitudes, inborn qualities needed for cricket. So just since these are not the things which he has not earned on his own, we can tax Kohli. That is the argument. In this direction, main argument of libertarian is self-ownership. They say that we own ourselves, the earnings, the property, the body, what we have is our own. Neither the society, nor the people, nor the country, nor the state will have ownership on us. Is this clear? Self ownership. You are the owner of your own body. Nobody can force you to do those things which you don't like. Self ownership means we own ourselves. So we should have freedom for choice. Isn't this persuasive? What is your opinion? Self ownership. We own ourselves. So we should be made choose what all we like. We should have the freedom. We should have liberty. If I own my body, my life, my person, I should be free to do whatever I want with them, provided I don't harm others. We all agree. We all agree for this. We own ourselves. This is my body. Then, if I own my body, my life, my person, I should be free to do whatever I want with them, provided I don't harm others. Is it logical? Isn't it logical? Self ownership is the foundation of individual rights. The idea that I belong to myself, not to the state or political community. Self ownership says that I am not belonging to any political party, no political party or political community has right on me. State is not having right on me. Political community, maybe it's band, tribe, or a king, chiefdom, or our parliamentary form of government should not have any right on me because I own myself. So in this direction, they oppose many laws, and also they that the law should not punish them for adultery because adultery is indulging in immoral sexual relations according to society because they consider this as a vice. So they oppose and they say the law should not punish me for adultery. If it is consensual, you should allow free sex. Next, prostitution. There is nothing wrong in prostitution. This is my body. If I want to sell this for money, I may be poor. Leave that poor, all these things. This is my body and I can use the way I want. State or anyone should not have any right on me. They cannot say that prostitution is wrong, don't do that. No, this is my body. Let me do whatever I want. Is this clear? Homosexuality. They say that one should not be punished for homosexuality. Till recently, homosexuality was a crime. In fact, homosexual people were harassed by police and many, even civilians. They were treated as animals. They were treated as criminals, who have more than in many cases as though They were treated as those people who are destroying the whole humanity. We own ourselves. So what is wrong if I have sex with another individual with consent? So they say that law should not punish homosexuality. Selling the kidney. I own myself. Then what is the wrong in selling my own kidney? As you are aware, selling of kidney is banned, prohibited. They made some little arrangement where they say that you can donate the kidney, you can't sell. That also there are a lot of restrictions. You can donate only to those people who are related to you, relatives. My dear students, what is your opinion? I have got two kidneys. One is like two kidney. I can live happily with one kidney. I don't have any other source of money. Live about the whether I have money or not. Don't I have the liberty to sell my own kidney? What is the right the government, the state, the community has to say that no, you can't sell? So somehow we may agree that okay, selling one kidney is not a problem. But what about this example? Selling both of your kidneys. Both of these kidneys are mine. I own myself. I'm the owner of these kidneys. Then what is wrong in selling them? Can we sell in the name of liberty, self ownership, both of our kidneys? My dear students, these are very thought provoking things. What is your opinion on these things? Next, right to suicide. This body is my own. If I commit suicide, why should others punish me for suicide? This body is mine. I can end whenever I want. What is the right the state is having? What is the right community is having? Till recently, suicide was a crime. There may be lot of pressures, lot of problem. So I thought of ending my life. So what is the problem with that? This is my body. Who are those people to say that don't commit suicide? And also, it's not the thing. The libertarians go still further. Not on according to libertarians, not only suicide, they accept right to assisted suicide. My dear students, committing suicide and killing yourself, don't think that is that easy. This is a very, very difficult thing. There are many people who have tried and failed also. In the extreme form, libertarians say that this is right to have assisted suicide also. So get a professional, get yourself, like say for example, some toxin or injection, a person who is professional, let them come and inject you some injection so that you will die peacefully. So for these things, if you take assistant for suicide also, you should not be punished. This is the libertarian logic. Next, this is the ultimate thing that very very disgusting thing also. But libertarians say consensual cannibalism means for some reason one individual want to eat human flesh. For some reason, other person want to give his body to for eating. This has happened. This is not like hypothetical. If a person is willing to give his body for others to eat, then there is no problem, they say. My dear students, what is your opinion? Among these things, which you feel are correct, which you feel are acceptable? Main thing, do we own ourselves? If we own ourselves, to what extent? This is a very, very important thing. This is often present in the debates. Do we own ourselves? If we own ourselves, we should be given the freedom of choice. In the name of morality, in the name of virtues, in the name of ethics, you can't restrict our freedom. That is what you may libertarians say. Often most talked things like adultery, prostitution, homosexuality, selling the kidneys, like assisted suicide, like they against moral policing. So they say that should not be moral legislation. Some right-wing activists they say that women should not wear certain kind of clothes because it is not correct. These are the areas where you have to use the libertarian thought and logic. Woman's body is her own. The clothes she wears are her own. So, do the society have the right to say that you don't wear these clothes? You don't go this way. You don't do this. These are very persuasive things and thought provoking things. According to libertarians, the supreme ethical standard is one which respect individual freedom because we own ourselves. Supreme ethical standard is one which give maximum liberty to the people. The only limitation for their liberty is if they are coming in the way of or obstructing the liberty of others. We own ourselves, our body, our property, all is ours. Nobody has got the right, even society. My dear students, what is your opinion? In this regard, please come up with your arguments about these things because these are many things. Like in India, selling kidney is prohibited. We don't have the right to suicide. There is no consensual cannibalism, adultery, prostitution, all these things. All these things are not there in India, not legal. What is your opinion? Come up with the thoughts for and against. We'll discuss all these things and many more in our next class. Don't forget to get to use my code Buddha and get 10% subscription. Like, share, and subscribe. And also, don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Let's crack it with Unacademy. Happy learning with Unacademy. Happy learning. Take care.